Okay, so we've got Dana Cox here today. Dana is with Senior Care Authority. Dana, good morning, and thanks for giving us some time today.
Good morning, Greg. Thanks for the opportunity.
So let's tell everybody what Senior Care Authority is and what you're about and what your products and services are.
Senior Care Authority, we help we help families find care and living options for seniors in their lives. So when the time comes that a senior in somebody's life, mom or dad, grandma or grandpa, aren't able to safely take care of themselves anymore, that decisions have to be made as to what do we do. That's where Senior Care Authority can come in and help with those questions, help navigate the process as far as in-home care, assisted living, independent living, uh, and just help families with the decisions and what's out there and what's available, just kind of what to do next.
Okay, so how long have you been in existence here in Central Iowa?
We opened the doors January of 2020, so been about a year now.
I was going to say just in time for the COVID.
Right. Yes.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. We'll circle back around to the whole year of COVID here in a minute, but so let's talk about who your target market is and an ideal client for Senior Care Authority would be.
An ideal client is any family that finds themselves with parents or seniors in their lives that and it's getting to the point where they're understanding that the senior can't take care of themselves anymore safely, whether it's dementia, any form of dementia, or whether it's physical limitations and physical abilities, or socialization. If it's one parent that's left, a spouse has died and they're alone, and socialization is a big factor too. So and the communities that I work with can help with that aspect. So just a lot of those. A perfect client is any family that doesn't know what to do. The easiest way to think about it is kind of why I started this business and why we do what we do is because of my parents. We were in the same situation. My parents we needed help. They went from skilled facilities, and that's another thing, to help with the nomenclature and help with the what are the healthcare professionals talking about, and help families understand. When they came in and said dad needs to go to a skilled facility, my first question was, what's a skilled facility and what are you talking about? And then we went from there, from skilled to assisted and independent living and at home care. And what's the difference between home care and home health care? There's a difference, and there's a difference how it's paid for. So those types of questions and are questions that we had. And one of the main questions we had is, isn't there somebody that can help us with this? And the answer was always no. Invariably, it was, well, really, you just need to. When it came time to looking for communities and suitable, safe environments for mom and dad to go to, the answer always was just get on the internet and figure out and look up some places. And that's really, so that's why we're here, is to be that person, is to be that resource to help. Where do we go? What do we do? What are they talking about? What's next? And it doesn't always have to be um, community-based living and assisted living. I've had questions from individuals, and the answer is, well, we think mom or dad needs to go somewhere. Maybe not. In home care, it could be, and especially in the day of COVID, in home care could be a very good option, but people don't know about that. So that's what we do, is help people understand what's available and work with them to understand mom and dad's needs, mental, physical, and budget.
I got to imagine this is a growing industry with the population growing older and with more people wanting to stay home as long as they can and not wanting to go into assisted living. So I got to think that the services that you deliver are very well utilized and very welcome, I would think, out in the public. So
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a need, and I've heard that from many people and sources that it is a need, because it's confusing. It's not something we deal with, and when it comes time to make these decisions, sometimes you're kind of in a hurry because it's kind of an urgent issue. So then what do we do?
yeah, yep. Talk to us about your team a little bit. What does your team look like?
Right now, it's my wife and I. So my wife and I own the company, and we're the primary. Um, it's us providing the assistance and providing the direction and helping to answer the questions.
Okay. So let's talk about, well, it'll be your first year of existence, but also the year of COVID. So I guess we can't compare change because you really didn't have anything to compare it to. But how did COVID make an impact on your business last year?
As you can imagine, it was made quite an impact working in the senior living industry and with seniors um, during a pandemic that affects that population the most. It was last year was interesting. Let's put it that way. So
Was there anything that you had to change? I know January, if you opened in January, at least you had maybe a month or two, but was there any major changes that you had to make to your business model or how you did business from January to March or April, let's say?
oh, absolutely, absolutely. And January to March was a lot of in-person visits with the communities. I mean, that's an important thing of what we offer and the service we offer is I've been in all of the communities that we work with. I won't take anybody. I won't visit with a family about a community that I haven't toured, that I don't know personally. And that was January through March, was starting to see the facilities, getting to know the communities, getting to know the care they provided, how they worked. And of course, that stopped in March. So, and then also individuals and families um, with absolutely with the right ideas were reticent to visit about family members going into these communities at that time because it was new and it was a scary idea. That's changed with the vaccine and their uh, all the individuals and majority of the communities and people within the communities have been vaccinated, and so it's not as big an issue as it was
Yeah,
12,
well,
12, 10 months ago, 8 months ago.
obviously that's a good thing. So you've been in business a whole year now. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What would be a couple of things that you think that you're smarter on now than you were a year ago, or a couple of things that you've learned over the last year that maybe you could pass on to perhaps any new business owners out there, or somebody that's been around a while, but just some tips that you've learned in this year?
Patience, patience and diligence. I mean, especially through the year of COVID, um, and the power of even networking and visiting through like we are right now. Zoom, like everybody has learned in the last year, the Zoom meetings and virtual meetings have become critical and crucial. Um, but also, I've learned the importance of, and especially in what we do and what I do, of the human touch, because that was taken away. So the ability to sit down and visit with families and visit with the seniors in their lives and get to know them on a personal level and the human touch. It's kind of cold, and I mean we're visiting right now, but it's I mean we can't sit down and have a cup of coffee together, and that's hard to get to know somebody that way. So patience and diligence is one thing. The importance of the human factor in relationships and in business. Yes, you can absolutely do business this way, but and especially if you're in a business that is dedicated to working with individuals and helping those individuals, sitting down and getting to know them.
Okay, very good, very good. Thank you. Share with us something that inspires you.
Something that inspires me. Um, Many of the people I see have seen on a daily basis um, in these communities. I mean, the communities themselves and how they work with the seniors and with their residents, and just the residents themselves, and especially dementia patients, people suffering from dementia. that are struggling or working to live their lives. But the social, something that inspires me is seeing within these communities the socialization and what the communities themselves do to keep their residents engaged. And I think that's what a lot of people don't know or understand is the life within these communities, and that's something that we do, is help them understand that these people are having fun. I mean, for the majority of and the majority of the ones I've seen, I mean, they're having fun in there, and that is inspiring.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, well, excellent. So we've been talking with Dana Cox from Senior Care Authority. Dana, thank you very much for your time. And I hope 21 is a great year for you, and you don't have to go through some of the same learnings that you went through last year. So
Right. I agree. I hope so too. Thanks, Greg.
thank you.